Women are strong. We are fierce. We are tough competitors no matter our size, our age, our skin color. And yet female athletes still are not given the same respect, nor the same paychecks, as their male counterparts. But women are also tenacious, and women like Laura Gentile and her colleagues at espnW are working to change that discrepancy. Since its launch just a few years ago, espnW has changed the way media reports on women's sports and the sports that matter most to women. This matters not just on weekends when we're flipping through the television, but because sports have been one of the most important socio-cultural learning experiences for boys and men for many years. Women deserve that same opportunity. As we focus on women's wellness, advocacy, and action this year, we applaud espnW for its commitment to empowering and informing female athletes and fans. In a space still largely dominated by men's voices, espnW's work welcomes women's perspectives and inspires new generations of women to pursue their interest in sports. Please join me in thanking them and in welcoming Laura Gentile, Senior Vice President, espnW, and Women's Initiatives at ESPN.
Thank you all very much. I'd also like to introduce two of my very important colleagues in this endeavor, Allison Overholt and Carol Stiff. I'd like to congratulate everybody associated with this event. This is amazing. 1,000 people, I believe, is the attendance mark, which is an all-time high, so congratulations. We put on a lot of events ourselves, and we know what a nerve-wracking endeavor it could be. So far, everything's smooth. We'll validate that. But again, it's a special night for us. It's a special night for all my colleagues at ESPN, a proud Connecticut business, for our employees who are headquartered in Connecticut, and for Carol, Allison, and I who are Connecticut citizens. Woo! But it's really impressive, you know, what you've built with the Hall of Fame, and it has a lot in common with what we've built at espnW. I think you've discovered that you needed a dedicated space for women and women's accomplishments, and we determined the same thing at ESPN, that we needed a dedicated space in sports media to really highlight the accomplishments of women and to shine a spotlight on what female athletes were doing, and to have a specific place where our concerns and our issues and our voices could be heard loud and clear. And we're building that. And it's wonderful to get this recognition because on some level, we just feel like we're just getting started. I mean, we've been at it 7 years, but really it's about 4 years where the team really is at full strength and we're able to execute the vision that we always had. So it's awesome to get this so early, I'd say, in our evolution, but there's just so much more to come. We recently launched espnW in Brazil and in Australia, so we certainly want to go global with this. Thank you. But it's really about having that vision and seeing it through, and mostly what I'm going to say is just a lot of thank yous. It's a lot of thank yous to the espnW team, the original women who helped this business get on its feet. There was 5 of us in the early days, and those women were really, really wonderful colleagues, and also were people who were not daunted by the challenge. When people said, you know, what is espnW? Why do you need espnW? What's the point? They believed in what we were creating, and they were very courageous in their own right. And of course, I'd like to thank the current espnW team, who's stronger than ever, diverse, smart, sophisticated, savvy. We got 2 tables strong here, and I'd like to thank them very much. You know, the current team has taken us to new heights, and with Carol's leadership, Allison's leadership, so much leadership within the team and amongst ourselves, you know, we're really accomplishing things that we always dreamed of, and like I said, there's so much more to come. Another big thank you goes to the executive leadership at ESPN. There's a reason no other sports media company has an espnW, and because there's no other sports media company out there with our leadership. So I'd like to thank our former president, George Bodenheimer, our current president, John Skipper, Christine Dreesen, our CFO, John Kozner, my boss, and the head of our digital and print media operation. They have seen the opportunity. They have been behind us every step of the way. And like I said, there's a reason only ESPN has done what we've done. I'd also like to call out an additional colleague, Rob King, who oversees SportsCenter and our news and information operation. You know, there's one thing to get support in the early days, but the thing that's really valuable is when somebody actually has ideas and they give you suggestions and they say, hey, have you seen this woman working in the Chicago market, or have you seen this woman working in Philadelphia? They're amazing voices and we should consider hiring them. And have you guys thought about this idea and we should work together? And Rob was one of those people who not only supported us in words, but in deeds. And it's folks like Rob that make this possible, so thank you. And lastly, I'd like to congratulate Rebecca and Joyce and Jane and all the honorees. I mean, we're blown away by the things being discussed and the honors being given and the accomplishments. So congratulations to all the honorees. And as I mentioned, at espnW and at ESPN, we're just getting started giving women a larger platform and boosting women up and making a change in the sports media world. So thank you. Is that good?